always, every time. And it's what we'd have to do. We had a system, like I said, you're only as good as a doorman around you. And there was a lot of good doormen over there. And so when it kicked off, you knew it was going to be about 20 geezers all together. So we'd get a few in the fire exit, wedge the fire exit doors shut so no more could burst through because they'll all be kicking it and whatnot. Wedge it, deal with them, drag them down the stairs and that. And then all of a sudden, while they're kicking against it, quickly open the doors again, they fly through, quickly shut them again, now they're trapped with you, you know.
Yeah.
That's just that over and over and over. But it was just every week, it was without fail. And especially New Year's Eve or that would be mental. One night there was a fight with a load of big geezers, and we've gone into the exit, and there was one of them. He was about 7 foot and about 30 stone, and they've managed to get him on the floor, but he was just doing press ups with people, pushing them up. So in the end, about 8 people have managed to hold him down. We've got rid of his mates, so we've all got him down, and then eventually we've got up to get off him to get him, and he's not breathing. And we're going, oh, fuck. And he's got blood running out his mouth. And everyone's just looking at each other going, you've killed him. You've killed him. All blaming each other. He was so funny. The area manager come up with the door phone and he's gone, oh, this is good, isn't it? You've all killed him. So in the end, we've called site security up and they've run up with a defibrillator and they've jump-started him again, got him down again. But then they wanted us to fucking carry him down the stairs. And the guy's about 30. But it was a lot of funny things like that, because like I said, when things are bad, you tend to laugh a lot, don't you? I believe they should be the law of the land, don't they? And it's just a part of, like I said, young men are like that, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have a big, strong door firm, or it doesn't have to be big, but you need at least 3 or 4 good people who are going to stand together until they get the end that you're not going to.
You need to be committed. That's at the end of the day. That's one thing that wound me up on the door. Obviously, you're going to come against people's names and reputations all the time, and it pissed me off because I believe if you're there, you've got to do whatever it takes, however far they want to take it. You've got to be prepared to take it. Otherwise, you've lost already, haven't you?
Yeah.
But a lot of the doormen, when it comes to comeback, they're like, "Oh yeah, but I've got a mortgage. I've got kids." And we didn't say that when you was fucked some youngster dragging them out. Yeah. Now it's come to the real deal. When you earn your money, you want to this. Oh, I've got this reason. We've all got reasons, but at the end of the day, you've got to be committed to what you're doing. And if I'm going to be with people who are committed for me, I'm going to be committed for them. It don't matter whether I die on there. Then I die for what I'm standing for. Yeah. It's no good being a shitter and saying, oh yeah, I can do it to him because he's a fucking mug. But then someone strong comes along and now I'm just going to shit myself. And that's one thing I can't stand on the door. There was a lot of that goes on. And that's what I found out with Andre and the Albanians and that. They're very, they've got good morals.
Loyal.
It's not for the money. They're loyal, got good morals. They don't care whether they get picked up or whatever. As long as you stay and do what you've got to do, then that's what counts. And that is how it seemed to be years ago. But these days, it just seems like everyone for themselves, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I think when the badges came in as well. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you get found out quick. Anyone who thinks that if you show a bit of weakness or you're over nice when someone's playing up, that they're going to think, oh yeah, he's a nice guy. It don't work that way. Do you know what I mean? If they smell any weakness at all, do you know what I mean? They're going to before you know it, before you know it, they'll be helping themselves to drinks behind the bar. They think that they've got the run of the gaff. Do you know what I mean?
And they'll even be bullying the doorman as they come in. Yeah. You've seen that when they pretend to fight them and all this shit. Yeah. And you think, you're going to let this cocksucker do this. You know what he's doing. He's testing you.
Yeah.
He's interviewing you, seeing whether you're worth anything. Yeah. And if you can just, he didn't mean that. He did mean something. He's testing you.
Yeah.
So you either stamp out there and then, or you're going to be bullied by him. You know, another good book to read, I think, Geoff Thompson's Watch Me Back. You read that?
Fantastic book.
Brilliant book. That describes door work down to a T, doesn't it?
I just think that was one of the best books I ever read.
Same here.
I think just the fact that he's very open about how is how he was scared of violence at first.
Yeah.
And he wanted to find a way to be able to handle it and deal with it.
Yeah.
And he actually threw himself in. If anyone hasn't read it, he threw himself in the deep end. He was doing lots of different martial arts. He was abused. No one ever knew about it, but he was secretly abused by one of his martial arts teachers. I forget what he was training at the time. And he had a lot of things going on. And he was doing all these different applied martial arts and whatnot, but he didn't feel they cut the mustard for the street type of violence. And he actually dedicated himself for, I think, about 10, 15, maybe 10, 15 years of the roughest. And Coventry was rough in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was on the door, only a small guy, but having it with all the toughies, the hard men, the gangsters, and he would not back down from anyone.
And he sort of invented the mixed martial arts, didn't he, back then? Because he was the first one to take a bit of everything, put it together, and then use it properly on the door and show people. And like I said, not only that, he talks about being scared, being nervous, what you're going to feel like, how your breath's going to go, your adrenaline, everything. And anyone who is a new doorman, they should read that 100%. Or it's on audiobook, I've got it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just so, it's brilliant how he explains it.
It's superb. I mean, it's outdated now in the sense of doorman now wouldn't be able to do what he did.
No, you'd be nicked and you'd be gone, yeah.
You'd be getting lives off.
Yeah, I know.
But because back then, I remember growing up and when we was out and about in Newcastle or at one of the towns in our city, or pubs, the doormen were just big. They weren't MMA fighters, nothing like that.
No.
Quite a few boxers and whatnot, but they were
big beer bellies, a lot of them.
Yeah, big lumps in the tuxedo.
Yeah.
But if you give them cheek, you're just going to get a right hand straight away. Do you know what I mean?
You only had to look at them wrong. If you just stared at them back then, kids today ain't got a clue. There was none of this. I got my rights. Your rights were you're going to casualty tonight. If you're looking at me wrong, that was your rights, wasn't it? You might get a free lift, but otherwise, if you went to the burger van after, there was one by the Bullseye and Raquel's. Oh, the amount of shit there every night. People get left in comas and all that shit every night.